Okay, beautiful people, how are you all doing today? Hope you guys are doing well. So, today we are going to talk again about how you can study in France in 2026. We are just 1 month, so I need to put out all these videos so you prepare yourself and get ready because, of course, I teach you here on how to do it yourself. Okay, but if you, at the end of the day you cannot do it yourself, then that is when you should look for the services of somebody you think can do it for you. And again, one thing I realize is that if you contact somebody to do the process for you, it means you trust the person. Make sure you give the person and try to be active whenever the person needs you. It is important. But again, it is something you can always do it yourself. If you need more information, you can always book a call with me or with some other creator who is actually giving you the right information. Yesterday, I put out a video on how you can study in France in 2026. And again, please remember, I got some questions. Let me answer the questions before we proceed with this video. If you really want to listen to me, please, you have to be patient because I need to explain like this so that those who have issues with understanding, I've noticed that some people do not really get the information well, so I need to take time to explain. If you do not have data, I will encourage you to get data to watch till the end so you comprehend. If you think, okay, it's not something for you, please kindly go where they don't talk too much. Thank you so much. So, first of all, somebody asked me yesterday what are the requirements to prepare if he wants to study in France in 2026. Here are the requirements for those who are going for bachelor's degree. You need your high school certificate. Okay, most of the time for Nigerians or Cameroonians or Ghanaians, it's usually WASI, NECO, or an A levels. Okay, it depends on the country you come from. Sometimes some people, please, I would like to emphasize here that it's gonna be your original certificates. Get these documents done. Sometimes some schools will ask for your transcripts. It just depends on the institution. Okay, and again, understand that while you are trying to study in France, you are not the only one. I will encourage you to start early so that you get admissions early, and equally you start your visa process early, because as I'm talking to you, a lot of things have changed and I must tell you the truth. Now, somebody was asking me again, if he moved to Europe with a tourist visa, how is it possible for him to get a job? It's a she, by the way. I want to tell you that moving to Europe with a tourist visa, just know that the best, easiest way for you to pull out is through Aduro. Just go and ask for Aduro, because if somebody is deceiving you and collecting your millions and telling you that when you get here you are going to maybe get a job, they are just fooling you. Okay, I have said many times that put your money, your millions in your bank account. Okay, then if you want to pay somebody to do the job for you, make sure you pay the person. You can pay the person thousands. It all depends on you. Negotiation. Okay, everybody has their price. Then again, please do not give millions to people you cannot see them, you cannot hear them. A word to a wise is enough. Now, let's go back to this. If you want to study a master's program, first, bachelor's, you have to go to the central platform. I'm going to talk to those of you who do not have the Campus France process in your home country. Just relax, I'm coming to you. But if you have the Campus France and you take a look at the website thoroughly, you will notice that there is something called L1, L2, L3. That is level 1, level 2, level 3. That's 3 years for bachelor's degree. That's the way it is for France. Also, if you want to do masters in France, you are going to notice that they have something called M1 and M2. That is Masters 1 and Masters 2. That's the first year and the second year. Okay, those of you with HND apply for like Masters 1. All right. Then those of you who have maybe some postgraduate diplomas, you can apply for L2. Okay, this is just an advice. I didn't say it is a must that if you use HND you are going to get admission. Now then, if you are going for masters, you need, of course, those high school qualifications, a CV, a recommendation letter, sometimes a motivation letter. Then you can now also add your transcripts and your certificate. These are some of the documents. Some may ask for English requirements. Some may ask for maybe French exams or English tests like the TURK exam, and some may ask for IELTS. Then those who are going in for French programs, I remember someone booked a call with me a few days back, and I told the person that I would not be able to pull her through, okay, because she wanted to pay. Of course, I understand everything is not about money. If I'm not very certain, I will not do it. If I cannot do it, I will say I can't do it. So I told the person that I come from a French speaking country, that it's going to be difficult for me to navigate the French section, so I cannot pull through. But I advise her to go to Campus France, and this video, I hope she watched this video. If you want to apply for French programs in French entirely, you may be asked to take the French exams like TCF, or maybe the DAF or the DEF test. It's very important. Okay, now I've answered the questions. Let's go back into business. If you want to study in France, please listen to me. You have to go either to Campus France and apply, or you use the other application portal, which is the e-candidature. Now, when you get to the Campus France portal or website, you are going to see something EEF. That is what they call Etudes en France. That is where you are going to create the account. Okay. Now, there are 72 countries that control this, that are in this Campus France application system, something like that. That is countries that have Campus France process in their home. Okay, so if you want to apply from Nigeria, from Cameroon, maybe from Ghana, from other countries like Congo, Niger, you have to go through Campus France. There are 72, but some are not having the Campus France procedure. I will come back to you. Now, if you go to Etudes en France, which is the EEF, you are going to see it on the Campus France website. You have to create an account. That's step 1. I'm checking my Jota here. When you create the account on Etudes en France, step 2 is going to be Campus France is going to validate your profile. Okay, now that profile you are creating is you are entering your details, your name, maybe your age, your date of birth, all of those things. Then after that, when it's validated, you can now upload your qualifications, your CV, your motivation letter, maybe. Remember, I've said many times in my videos, even the video yesterday, I said, if you really want to study in France, you need to know the universities you are going to apply to, because it is possible for you to apply to multiple schools, all right? Now, after you upload those qualifications, your certificates or your documents, the next thing you have to do now is to pay a non-refundable fee. Now, we are paying this non-refundable fee to Campus France, and remember, you do not need to pay application fee again. But those who are going to be applying out of the Campus France portal, those who are going to be using e-candidature, they are going to pay an application fee. So Campus France will not charge you again for application fee because of that fee you paid to them, the non-refundable, which is about 50,000 for countries like Nigeria. I do not know if it's going to remain the same from October, where these applications will open, okay, or it's going to be the same for Cameroon. For Cameroon, it's around 85,000. I do not know if it's going to remain the same. For Ghana, I do not know. Check in your various countries to know how much Campus France in your country is taking for registration. I remember somebody asked me if they can do this process online, pay everything online. Yeah, I think it's possible. And I remember also telling you that you have to be physically present to attend the interview, and there is an interview which you must be physically present. I told you yesterday. Now, another thing is, after the application, the registration, you have to go for an interview, and before you go for the interview, make sure you already know all the schools. Now, after the interview, then you will now have to wait for the universities you apply for, and of course, after that is visa stage. Now, when you are applying for Campus France, there is a possibility for you to apply for at least 7 different courses, okay, to study in France. If you are going in for masters, then those who are going for bachelors, you are going to apply for maximum 3 different programs. Now, on the Campus France course catalog, I call it catalog, right? You are going to see, I think, more than 1,200, between 1,200 to 1,600 programs in English language. So note this down. And again, make sure you check the school website, the school you want to apply to. Always check the website to see the total requirements that they are asking you, if there is a possibility for them asking, or if they are asking for an English exam, then you are going to know from their website in case it is not on Campus France. They always have these details on the Campus France page. Then there is always a link there. When you click, the link is going to carry you to the school itself. So always verify that. Then that is the first step to those who are going to be going through doing their application via Campus France. Now, to the other people who do not have Campus France, your own portal is e-candidature. It's also very possible for you that have the Campus France application in your home country. Like if you want to follow them, fine and good. But you can also still apply using e-candidature. Okay, but for e-candidature is also I call it the second option. There is also another option which is the Google application. Okay, remember I said in that video yesterday that some universities will charge you this amount of tuition fee. Then some other institutions you can get them from Google and they charge from 5,000 euros and above. The video is there. If you didn't watch it, please watch the video. Then this particular e-candidature, most of the schools that you are going to find will be engineering school, arts universities, business schools, and their own application most of the time will start around, I think, January, February, March. Okay, they always have a short timeline. Then for Campus France, their application is October to December. Most of the time, I think for Cameroon, it extended last time to like January 1st. I don't remember, but make sure you are one of the first people. Now, I'm saying one of the first because I keep saying these things, but people do not put it into consideration. Now, many people are moving abroad, and if you waste time, you are going to apply for visa late. So it is important that you start the application as early as you can. Do not waste time. Then on e-candidature, you can of course start the application, and then remember, even if you apply through e-candidature platform, when you get admission, you will still have to locate Campus France. I did some videos last time where I said even if you get admission outside, you still have to return to Campus France and register your admissions before you proceed to visa stage. You must get back to Campus France. So those of you who do not have Campus France in your home country, you have to start thinking of the nearest country that has Campus France in case you get admission from e-candidature or from a university that you can apply directly from their website. Because these schools I just gave you now, some engineering schools in France with e-candidature like the Toulouse Business School and Toulouse School of Management, you can apply directly from their website because they use the e-candidature option. So when you apply, you have to go back to Campus France and register the admissions offer you had to begin visa process. So you see, there is no way you can run away from the Campus France process. So then I made mention of English requirements before. You have to also pay attention to this. Sometimes most of these institutions, they will tell you that, okay, since you're applying for a French program, you have to show us maybe your DAF or DEF test, or some will ask you for English test if you're applying for English program. So this is the way it works. Now, also understand that it is not going to be easy. If you are applying for master students stand a chance, but BSc students, those of you entering the first time or going in for BSc, please remember, it is very competitive. Even the master's students, you need to know that it is very competitive. So do it as if your life depends on it, and hopefully you can get something, because here we pray for people to be successful. Anything you touch, you have to be successful. Okay, I believe in pushing and pushing. Yesterday, I think somewhere I saw somebody said, oh, the problem is not admissions, the problem is visa. Most people don't even understand what is going on right now. Okay, you are trying to apply for a program. So why don't you put in the same effort you put in to get the visa? There is no two ways. You must give the visa officer what they want, and then you pray for success. That is it. You cannot keep complaining. If you keep complaining, nobody is going to fight for you. Nothing, absolutely nothing will come out of the complaints. So the best thing to do is to go till you get it. So this is what I have to say. Remember, I said, for Campus France, their universities are usually a bit cheaper than those that are outside of Campus France. Like I told you, if you want to apply using e-candidature, be ready to cough out like 5,000 and above. But for Campus France, I already gave you the amount you need yesterday in the other video. If you want to study a bachelor's or master's, it's not going to be up to 4,000. And those who are nationals or EU students, they are paying less. it's not our business. So let's talk about our own. Please, interviews will be from January, and again, acceptance will be from April next year. So if you follow up with your Campus France process, then get ready to apply for your visa from May, June, July. But if you get admissions before May, please begin immediately. Do not waste time, because if you waste time before you go and start contacting VFS Global, you may be late, and a lot of people are also applying, not you alone. So this is all I can say. Also, one last advice: do not depend on France. Apply for these schools in France, register with Campus France if you can, apply, then also look towards Switzerland. Apply as well. This process I'm giving you, France is for again September next year. But if you want to move February next year, apply to Switzerland. Denmark is almost closing. Then you have Hungary, which is maybe open. Then you also have Lithuania, which will open. It now depends on how much you have as your money. It will now depends on you. I have done a lot of videos on this thing. So please look at the videos, decide on which one you want, and all I wish for you is success.